On a sun-kissed summer night, you are looking at Rice Field in Elkhart. For nearly 100 years, almost every big game in Elkhart County has been played on this gridiron. Tonight is no exception. The Northridge Raiders have come calling on the Elkhart Lions for this edition of the 46th game of the week. And how you doing, everybody, with the well-tanned Bo Hunt? It's Chuck Freeby. Our Hall of Fame friend Bob Nagel has the weekend off. The Northridge Raiders made a terrific run to the state title game last year in Class 4A. And it seems as though they've picked up where they left off. Despite graduation and departures, they put 50 on the board on an opening week.
I think one of the biggest things is the culture that's been built over in Northridge over the last 5 to 10 years. It's really changed. They've really got involved with the program, and Chad Epley even brought even more last year and really enthusiased everybody and got the classrooms and walked the halls and got people to come out and really buy in, and it's really shown because they were really like an well-oiled machine out there.
And moments ago, Bo had the chance to talk with the Northridge head coach.
We found out that we have an offense, which a lot of people said we didn't have, so that was nice to hear, or nice to see for us, and we know our defense is still good, so a bunch of positive stuff coming out of that.
Meanwhile, the Elkhart Lions come in here with a brand new head coach in Robinson St. Louis, and kind of a new team when you bring back 20 players who were injured last year. They looked like a good football team against Concord last week, winning 33-0.
I think one of the biggest things with Elkhart is where's that leadership coming from? And I think the biggest thing is you got Rodney Gates, a D1 player, a guy that's going to be a leader out there, the guy that's been through some of the stuff. And that's what you need with a team that's kind of rebuilding a little bit. And you look at Elkhart and you're like, rebuilding. Look how they won last week. They're a well-oiled machine as well, and I think that's one of the biggest things tonight is how well they're going to play against some good competition.
Robinson St. Louis, the new head coach, likes what he's seen so far.
I'm not surprised where we are. Defensively, we're going to rely on our defense a lot. Fast kids, physical kids, disciplined kids. They love to run to the football, so we expect that today. Offensively, we're where we're supposed to be. Still some things to iron out, but I think you're going to see a better offense this week. And then continue to get better moving forward.
Over the last 5 years, these are two of the more successful programs in the area. But, Bo, I got the feeling in talking with both teams this week, they both kind of have a chip on their shoulder and feel like Rodney Dangerfield. They don't get no respect.
I have to agree with you on that. I think one of the things in the community is how good is Elkhart, how good's Northridge? People kind of like downplay a little bit. Well, we're here at the game, so it tells you it's definitely a game of the week.
Rice Field is 98 years old, but a little bit like the Rolling Stones. When they get rocking, nobody seems to mind the age, so let's spend the night together. Northridge and Elkhart coming your way. We've got the St. Joe County Police Department pregame show and the Jordan Automotive Keys to Win next on the 46th Game of the Week.
This is the WHME TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week. Brought to you by Bill's Heating, Health Markets, Tony Letcher, St. Joseph County Police Department, Martin's Supermarkets, Interra Credit Union, HealthLink, Jordan Automotive Group, TCU, Electrical Workers, Crown Trophy, St. Andrews Products, Imagineering Finishing Technologies, and the IHSAA.
This edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you by the Jordan Automotive Group. Simple, easy, stress-free. A new tradition started here at Elkhart. The Lion Walk. The young people line up and their heroes come walking through in uniform carrying that Elkhart Lion flag. As it is a fired-up crowd still coming in. The traffic backed up on One Blazer Boulevard. As the Northridge fans trying to settle in, get ready for the visit to Rice Field to take on the Elkhart Lions. We look now on our St. Joe County Police Department pregame show at our Jordan Auto Group Keys to Win. We'll start with the visitors from Northridge, who are led in the rushing game by McLean Miller. The 6'2", 200-pound junior had 160 yards rushing last season. He had 190 last week. That went also for 4 touchdowns against South Bend Adams. And when they need big catches, they'll turn to Cade Signs, the senior, a two-way player. He'll be tested in that defensive backfield tonight by this Lion receiving corps, but a pretty good receiver. He had 27 grabs for 7 touchdowns in 2021. The keys to win for Chad Epley and the Raiders.
For the keys to win tonight for the visiting team on the scoreboard, they need to eliminate turnovers and penalties. Last week, they felt that was one thing that they really need to improve on, and they can't have that tonight in this good Elkhart team, and they need to hold that line. They need to make sure they hold pressure and give pressure for the quarterbacks and hold that line and stay in front on defense. They cannot let the deep ball get over the top and have big scores by this speedy Elkhart team.
Meanwhile, for new head coach Robinson St. Louis and his Elkhart Lions, they want performances like they got last week from their key players. One is Gavin Hauser, the 6', 180-pound senior running back and linebacker, ran for 2 touchdowns and had 4 sacks and 8 tackles last week against Concord. And then when they wanted big plays, they turned to their receiver, Rodney Gates. Good old number 1 had 4 catches for 104 yards and 2 touchdowns, picking up where he left off in 2021 when he had 25 grabs and was an all-conference wide receiver. The keys to win for new head coach Robinson St. Louis and the Lions.
Yeah, the keys to win tonight for the Lions. They need to corral Carrington and maintain Miller. They need to make sure they get some push up front and make sure their D-ends get outside and contain Carrington. Run to the ball on defense. They need to make sure that you have proper pursuit angles, getting to that ball and do not over pursue, and clean up on the offense. They need to make sure, again, penalties, turnovers, things of that nature. They need to make sure they clean that up this week in week 2.
The Raiders come running out onto Rice Field, a place where they've only been once before. This is the first time that Northridge has played a unified Elkhart High School. They played Elkhart Memorial 19 times, nearly split that series. But their only visit here to Rice Field was back in 2001. Frank Amato led the Raiders to a 40-12 victory over Elkhart Memorial. After that season, Memorial started playing in their own backyard at Charger Field. The weather brought to us tonight by our friends at the Essen House Restaurant. Another beautiful night for football. 76 glorious degrees, a gentle zephyr out of the northwest at 10 miles an hour, and there's not a chance one of those puffy cumulus clouds brings us any raindrops tonight. And that will do it for our St. Joe County Police Department pregame show, but still much to talk about.
Here's the check on the uniforms for tonight's game, brought to you by St. Andrews Products. The home team, the Elkhart Lions, they're wearing the blue jerseys with white numbers and Vegas gold pants and Vegas gold helmets. The visiting team, the Northridge Raiders, wearing the white jerseys and white pants, green numbers, and the black helmets. These teams look great, and so can your team. For the finest in apparel and promotional products, contact St. Andrews Products at sales@standrewscorp.com.
You see a big crowd settling in. Athletic Director Brian Buckley hoping that they might have 3,000 to 4,000 here tonight as we meet our officiating crew. This is a St. Joe Valley Officials Association crew, and yet they still talk to me before the game. Dave Spencer, or is that Ed Hockley? I always get him confused. He's our referee tonight, working with Michael Banishak, Todd Baum, Michael Grennert, and Roy White. And I asked Dave before the game, usual plug for officials? He said, by all means, because if we don't get more officials, you're going to see more games on Thursday nights and Saturday nights at the varsity level because there just aren't enough officials to cover the state.
Yeah, and we see that possibly coming here in the near future if we don't get some guys, younger groups to get in there, get a group together, get a group of guys, come out, get some experience with a crew like this, very veteran crew, goes down to the state finals about every other year. Just when he's not vacationing, by the way. But, you know, just a great group of guys, and it's a good opportunity for young adults to get into the football community.
You see the coin toss. Elkhart has elected to receive. Northridge will kick off. Actually, Northridge deferred, so they will wind up kicking off from north to south here at Venerable Rice Field, a stadium that was hosting its first game back in October of 1923. They really put the stands in during the Franklin Delano Roosevelt administration, built the Tom Kurth Field House, and it has been one of the great sites for football in northern Indiana. I know the Northridge community very excited to be here for the first time in over 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, talking to not only Chad Epley, but some of the parents and players throughout the week, they are very excited to be here against this Elkhart team. They scrimmaged them last year, and they really felt that they wanted a piece of Elkhart during last year's season. Well, now they get a chance here on this second week of the season for these two teams.
And that is Robinson St. Louis of Elkhart. That's Chad Epley of Northridge. What a tournament run he had last year. taking a team that went 5-4 in the regular season all the way down to Lucas Oil Stadium, losing to Mount Vernon in the state championship game, and then coming out this year, all kinds of questions. Tag got moved up to Schoolcraft where he had been during his sophomore year. How would the Raiders fare? And they come out and lay 50 on South Bend Adams in the opening game of the season. But a lot of people watching this game tonight basically asking the same questions we are, Bo. Who's for real and what's maybe a little bit imaginary from what we saw in week 1?
Yeah, and I'm hoping we can answer those questions tonight with this televised game. But the thing is, whoever wins, they still might have that question. Well, was that team not that good versus this team? Whoever wins on this field tonight. What a beautiful field here.
Dylan Ritchie is the kicker once again for Northridge. He does it all, the kicking, the punting, the place kicks. And back deep for the Elkhart Lions, Jaquavian Eccles and Javen Sharp are way back deep. Each of them wearing with some red socks and red gloves on this red, white, and blue night in Elkhart. Ritchie's ready. So are we. Week 2 of the 2022 IHSA football season about to begin. Glad you've joined us for it here on TV 46. We're underway in the city with a heart, a squib kick that stays in bounds. Rodney Gates with it at the 18. And Gates is collected and put down at the 22. Terrific special teams play by the Northridge Raiders. That's exactly what Chad Epley wanted out of that kick.
Yeah, make sure they get down and cover. No good field position for Elkhart for that first drive is exactly what they needed to get.
Our first quarter tonight brought to us by our friends at Ritchie Auto Sales. So Brady Kruper leads this Elkhart Lions squad out of the huddle. The 6'2", 200-pound senior completed 51% of his passes last year for 1,349 yards, 7 touchdowns, 7 picks. Elias Leonard is the running back next to him in the gun. 2 receivers to his left. Kruper wants to throw on first down, does, and finds Jaquavian Eccles. Not much of a gain, about 2 yards on the play, and we get a chance to meet the Elkhart offense brought to us by Sanders and Pianowski. You see Kruper Leonard, a 1,000-yard rusher last year. Gates, the cream of that receiving core. That is a physical offensive line led by Braden Jellison and Raekwon Lemons at the tackles. Jellison 290, Lemons 335. It's 2nd and 8. Man in motion, they give it to Elias Leonard, and he is met immediately as he gets to the line of scrimmage. Great read that time by Northridge as Brock Thompson comes up from the linebacker slot, and we meet the Raiders defense. Max Petersheim hadn't even played football 2 years ago. He gets the start at nose tackle along with the 3-year starter Wyatt Bowles. You saw Thompson. Bo Bianich leads that linebacking corps. The secondary with 2 new starters tonight, Bradley Borsoni and Corbin Collett filling in for injured players. Call it 3rd and 9. Kruper to throw. In trouble, down he goes. Max Petersheim leaps up and puts him down. Petersheim with a huge sack here, and you'll get another look on our Springer Dental Care replay.
Well, it looked like they were trying to set up the screen. If we had a shot of those offensive linemen, they actually held for about a half second and let the guys go, and they were downfield with the running back right behind them. Looked like they were trying to do a little fake to the outside and come back in, but the deep line got in there a little too quick for that play to set up properly.
Rodney Gates is the punter for Elkhart. Cade Sines is the deep man standing in his own 43. Elkhart with a very unique formation here for its punt. Gates hangs one high in the August sky. It takes a Northridge roll and comes back to the Lion 43. So the punt only 29 yards by Rodney Gates with no return. They'll actually spot it at the 44, so make it a 30-yarder, but excellent field position for Northridge.
A big thank you goes out to Freshies Pizza for feeding the TV crew tonight. Freshies is celebrating their grand opening on the corner of County Road 6 and Oslo Road in Elkhart, and has a great new menu with all your favorite pizza toppings, as well as several cheese options to choose from. Give them a try this weekend and welcome them to the neighborhood. For more information and on hours and their menu, find them on Facebook. And don't forget their drive-in car show that's happening tomorrow night.
Cade Carrington, the quarterback for Northridge, sends Jaden Medina in motion, gives it to McLean Miller. Miller gets greeted rather rudely as Braden Cook comes up and puts him down after a 1-yard gain. Let's meet that Northridge offense quickly. It's Cade Carrington at quarterback, Miller the leading ball carrier, Medina takes over for Ricky Lloyd at tailback, Alex Evie a starter tonight. 3 starters come back from last year on the line, Bowles, Ankrum, and Bickle. It's 2nd and 9. Carrington throws, Alex Evie juggles, and then pays the price. Preston Stymack comes in and makes the hit. And you meet the Elkhart defense, sponsored by Sanders and Pianowski. Tamari Morris on the defensive end spot, had a big week last week. Gavin Hauser, 9 tackles, 4 sacks. And then the cornerbacks are about to get tested. Sam Russo and Zach Anderson by this Northridge passing attack.
Party's really seen both defenses step up in the first 2 series so far. We'll see if they can really step up here in this 3rd and long.
Carrington with lots of time fires a bullet and has his man. It's Chase Clark. And Clark, who had 2 grabs last week, a junior from the baseball team, catches it for a 1st down. That'll be a pickup of 11. You'll get another look from Springer Dental Care.
You can see the wide receiver do a nice little deep slant there. Nice little throw by Carrington, putting it right on the numbers. Way to go down and get it to and really secure the ball. Wasn't trying to get more than just that 1st down pickup.
1st and 10 from the Lions 33. Twins to the left of Carrington. Medina on his left, Miller on his right. And now they put Jackson Bontrager over in the slot, put him back in motion. It's Medina hanging on to the handoff that was a little bit late, and he manages to pick up a couple of yards, but that was nearly disaster for Northridge.
It almost looked like a broken play at first. Looked like he might have handed to the wrong side. You know, that or a running back went to the wrong side as well, but able to pick up a couple yards in the play.
Well, they looked confused from the start. Bontrager wasn't sure what side to be on, and for all the discombobulation, to pick up a couple of yards and be looking at 2nd and 8 right here is not a bad situation for Northridge. Now they're going to go to McLean Miller. He finds a little seam. Nathan Munson brings him down after a 4-yard pickup. And it'll be 3rd down and 4 for the Raiders.
Tonight's health tip is brought to you by HealthLink. Everyone knows you can't play or learn if you don't feel your best. If your child isn't feeling well, schedule a sick visit at HealthLink. HealthLink offers medical, dental, vision, and more, regardless of your ability to pay.
Just short of the 25 on the fringe of field goal range. McLean Miller he's very close to the 1st down marker. Looking where the side judge has it, he's got him 1st and 10. Miller needed 4, got 4, and the Raiders moved the chains. 1st and 10 from the 22. Elkhart switching out that defensive line. They bring in Marion Dye, big number 99. A solid opening drive for the Raiders. Now they've got to cash it in with points. 1st and 10 from the 22. Elkhart showing blitz. Carrington lobs it out there too far for Cade Signs. Elkhart with good coverage from Trayvon Brown, but he had a step on him.
Offensive line really gave him a lot of time right there. Just threw it just a little too soon, maybe not just enough air underneath it as well, but did have the receiver open there in the end zone.
Carrington now 2 out of 3 on the night for 11 yards. 2nd and 10. Approaching the midway point of quarter number 1. Carrington hands it off. McLean Miller dragging tacklers with him. What a powerful run for Miller as he takes it up to the 17. That's a pickup of 5. And in talking to people around the Northridge program last week, they said last year in the tournament, we started to show flashes of what McLean Miller could do only as a sophomore. He got very serious about getting in the weight room. I'm guessing from that run, he did not skip leg day.
Yeah, definitely. The nose tackle broke that up right away, and he was able to break away from getting hit in the backfield to pick up the 4 or 5 yard pickup there.
A serviceable 3rd and 5 for the Raiders. Carrington with time, lobs for Signs in the end zone. Touchdown, Northridge. An 18-yard strike from Cade Carrington to Cade Signs, and it was like playing pitch and catch in the backyard. You'll get another look from Springer Dental Care.
Signs with a great little arm bar. He didn't push off with his arm, he just extended it. You'll see right before that play, he had it extended just to keep his distance and get that separation with the little dance in the end zone.
So an 18-yard touchdown from Carrington to Signs. The touchdown for Northridge, giving them the 6-0 lead. Then Dylan Ritchie makes it 7-0 with 5:59 to go in the first quarter. An impressive opening dive set up by the Northridge defense. And then a celebration for the folks from Middlebury as they lead it at Rice Field on 46. This edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Intera Credit Union. Excellence, integrity, and invested.
At Sanders and Pianowski, professional service to their clients is their first and compelling priority. The firm of Sanders and Pianowski want to take time and wish both teams well in tonight's game. Serving the Elkhart community for decades and decades yet to come. Sanders and Pianowski on the Riverwalk in downtown Elkhart.
10-play, 44-yard drive for Northridge results in a 7-0 lead. Another Dylan Ritchie kickoff here in the first quarter. Again, Jacavian Eccles and Javen Sharp are the deep men, but if Elkhart should have learned anything from the first kick, I doubt it's going that far.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to try to squib kick it, not give them any opportunity to have a big return. You see some teams go into this if they don't feel comfortable with their coverage team.
Here's a line drive kick, and that's going to be taken by Sharp at his 5. We'll see if Elkhart benefits. It appears they do. Out to the 36.
I'm sure he might have got a little bit too much of that ball trying to squib it with that line drive. A lot of times when you see somebody trying to kick it deep, it has a little bit more loft.
I'm reminded of the great Bill Sharp gave an instruction to a kicker once. Don't kick to a guy wearing 21 from Bremen. He did, and he said he looked at Gene Johnson as you took the kickoff and said, we're in trouble. 95 yards later, they were.
Yeah, I think I heard that story from Bill just not too long ago as well.
Let's see what Elkhart does with its second possession. Here's Brady Kruper at quarterback. Puts a man in motion, gives it to Elias Leonard up the middle, and Leonard drags a tackler with him as he takes Brock Thompson for a free pony ride after a pickup of 6. Leonard last year ran for 1,032 yards and 13 touchdowns. And remember, in fall camp, or actually I should say summer camp, they didn't even look at him as the number 1. It was going to be Javen Sharp, but Sharp had a knee injury, and Leonard was thrust into action, did a great job for Josh Shattuck's team last year. Brady Clark in motion. It's Leonard again, jitterbugging off the right side. He's got a Lion first down and is knocked down at about the 45-yard line. The first down brought to you by 4T Door Systems.
Yeah, it was interesting to see what Elkhart would make the adjustment here in the second series. You can see him go into that running game just a little bit more, trying to use those hosses up front to give a little bit of room for the running backs.
It's a pickup of 13 on the play. By the way, Williamsburg Furniture, our first down sponsor for Northridge tonight. We appreciate them being on the team. Gates in motion. It's Gavin Hauser now off the right side. Look at him go. Gates in front of him to block Signs. Hauser down the sideline. Did he get in? Touchdown. 44 yards, no flags.
What a great job of hitting the corner, and what made that a touchdown was Gates getting out there downfield to lead block and to open it up the last 20 yards. Here you can see a great getting outside, Gates out in front, gets that block, knocks the defender down, able to stay right in bounds inside the pylon.
And then Hauser inviting the contact from Bradley Borsotti, and that little angle in allowed him to stay in bounds as he hit the corner of the end zone. Jeremiah Aguilera on to try the extra point. The snap a little high, the kick is up, and it is good. You wondered how Elkhart would handle some adversity early. It only took them about a minute 1 to answer, as you'll get another look from Springer Dental Care And watch Gavin Hauser. 2 years ago, Josh Shattuck told me this is an all-conference kid. You can see why.
Yeah, just a great job. I saw right there in that replay, it was a great job from our Springle Dental Care replay. The linebacker came up and actually fell down in the hole, the first guy that he was supposed to stop. So he never got touched after that because of that until he got to the pylon.
And as I like to say, if he's even, he's leaving.
Here to protect and serve our communities, St. Joe County Police Department is hiring immediately. Employment opportunities for high school graduates are available. They offer a host of benefits and a true family environment on their team. Learn more at sjcindiana.com/employment.
7-7, 4:58 to go first quarter, as you saw Gavin Hauser there on the sideline. Young man that suffered a shoulder injury last year. He came back. He played in the sectional final against Penn. I said, when did you really feel comfortable with that shoulder? He said, it took me the whole first half. I was getting juked because I was afraid to make contact. And then I realized it's going to be okay. Well, the shoulder and everything else looks just fine right now.
Yes, definitely does.
So Aguilera will handle the kickoff. Clark is back deep for Northridge, as is Alex Eby. And the high spinner will be bouncing past Clark, and he'll have to pick it up at the 8 and get lowered. Zach Anderson comes in and lowers the boom on Clark.
Not sure what they were doing. If he thought somebody else was going to go get it. He just kind of went up and just kind of stood there, because you have to catch that on the fly.
You have to remember, though, they've got some injuries, and one of them is Tyrese Thomas, their kick returner. So Clark trying to fill that void, but he's not used to that spot. And now it's 1st and 10 from the 8. A lot different field position for Northridge here to start its second possession.
Yeah, they started inside the 50 last time of Elkhart, and here back all the way up to the 8-yard line.
But with the kind of protection Carrington had the first time, Chad Epley might be tempted to go for a home run ball here. We'll see.
See some blitzes coming.
And they were coming at McLean Miller, but he managed to dance past one tackler and pick up 3 yards before Tamari Morris comes in and makes the stop.
A lot of time as a coach, you get them pinned down in here. You really want to put the pressure, not give them any time. So you like to bring a lot of blitzing linebackers. But again, if you do that, you can easily get burned for a 90-yarder.
Carrington, the senior, had a couple of starts last year for Chad Epley's team. And he looks to throw here. The southpaw fires in the flat and has his man. That is caught by McLean Miller, and the running back takes it out just short of the first down, it appears, by about a half a yard.
For the finest in casual dining, look no further than the Bristol Street Cafe, located at 500 West Bristol Street in Elkhart, serving outstanding hearty breakfast and daily lunch specials until 2 p.m. The Bristol Street Cafe is a proud sponsor of Elkhart High School athletics.
The personal foul results in a first down, sponsored by Williamsburg Furniture. And it'll march at 15 yards, and all of a sudden Northridge out of the hole and all the way out to their own 33-yard line.
Ball be placed at the 33-yard line. First down, Northridge.
Carrington looking into the sun if he looks towards us in the press box. Over to the other sideline, looking away from it. And we've got motion on both sides, but Northridge had somebody moving forward. That's 5 yards. Still, for this Northridge team, they're coming off the best opening act in school history, as our friends at Southwind Flooring with our factoids tonight tell you. The 50 points last week against South Bend Adams, the most a Northridge football team has ever scored in an opening.
And that's a lot of points in an opening game, regardless of who you're playing, because you're still trying to figure things out for the most part.
Here's a run up the middle that doesn't result in too much for McLean Miller. Looks like he might have picked up about 2 yards on the play. And it's been 6 carries and 19 yards so far for McLean Miller. A lot different story than his week last week against the Eagles. Second and 15. Carrington to throw. Pressure coming. He lobs it out. Going for Signs. What a catch! Cade Signs at the 38. That's a 35-yard strike to Signs, and this was a thing of beauty off the left hand of Carrington.
Carrington lined up trips to the right and had one-on-one to the left with Signs and just laid it up there. Perfect ball thrown. Way to lay out for it.
Can tell that's a baseball player.
Yep.
My guess is maybe a center fielder.
Just going to say, it just looked like he was diving for that fly ball in the corner.
35 yards on the strike, 1st and 10. McLean Miller, ball pops loose. And who's got it? Looks like Northridge fell on it.
That ball was loose for a while there.
Jaden Medina, funky cold in the backfield as he picks up that fumble after a loss of 3, and you'll see a bad handoff here between Carrington and Miller.
He tried to pull it back out. Yep.
And you can understand why, because the linebacker was crashing down. We're going to give that loss of yardage there to Mr. Carrington.
I would agree.
Yeah, as a running back, I figured you would. McLean Miller carrying the football and carrying people all the way out to the 30. That's a man's run by Miller.
Man, what a great job working in the offseason. Really, like you said earlier, developing that leg strength and being able to drive, understanding the presence of keep driving. And it's important that you keep your balance as you're doing that as well.
All of a sudden, they go from 2nd and 13 to 3rd and 2 at the Lion 30. Carrington with 2 backs, gives it to Miller. Didn't fool anybody. Did not fool E.J. Aguirre, who comes storming through the line for a loss of 2, and decision time for Chad Epley. But, Bo, if there's one thing we learned about Chad Epley last year, he is not afraid to gamble on 4th down.
No, not at all, and especially in this situation where they are in the with the field down here. It's kind of no man's land. You really don't have a kicker that can kick that far. And the D-line, oh my goodness, for Elkhart, what a great job of really getting in these first couple of series.
4th and 3. Big play here for Northridge, tied at 7. And a timeout called by Elkhart. So the timeout called with 1:09 to go here in the first quarter, and the score tied at 7. So I think Tyron Curry saw something in his defense that he didn't like.
Hummel Group Insurance invites you to celebrate the grand opening of their new Middlebury office on Saturday, September 9th. Ribbon cutting at 8:30 a.m. with breakfast to follow. Visit anytime until 5 p.m. for refreshments and to register for prizes like a Blackstone 3-burner grill. Hummer Group Insurance located directly behind the Essen House.
So as Trayvon Curry resets his defense, we'll tell you that this Elkhart team, since combining to one high school, 8-2 at Rice Field. Obviously, that's a product of A, being a really good team, but B, having the emphasis of defending your home field. And 800, a little bit better winning percentage than the old Elkhart High School had for protecting Rice Field as well. The factoid brought to you by our friends at Southwind Flooring. 4th and 3 from the 31. Carrington from the gun.
Maybe Miller out of the backfield.
It is Miller out of the backfield, and he didn't make it. A wall of blue jerseys come crashing down on McLean Miller. Moses Fortoso would not let him get to the promised land of 1st down territory, and Elkhart takes over on downs. Springer Dental Care shows you how it happened.
Yeah, they had the defensive end coming down as well. It looked like he had his eye, Carrington had his eyes on that defensive end, whether or not to option to keep it. And he saw the D end coming down at him, so he gave it to Miller. But again, that D line crashing in. Great job by the Elkhart Lion defense.
1st and 10 from the 30. Rodney Gates in motion. But the handoff goes to Javen Sharp, and Sharp plows behind that big offensive line for 4 yards.
Well, you may never heard that there's no such thing as a free lunch, but there is if you work at Essen House. They offer great benefits, including free meals while working, a friendly and wholesome atmosphere, whether you're looking for a full-time, part-time, entry-level, or a management position, days, evenings, or third shift. Essen House has something for everyone. Visit essenhouse.com to learn more. That's essenhouse.com. Where going to work feels like coming home.
Sharp off the right side, a pickup of 1. It'll leave it as 3rd and 5, and we'll see if Elkhart tries to get off one more play before the quarter ends. They do not have to. Robinson St. Louis thinking it over with his offensive coaches. But the Lions seem in no hurry, as though they'll happily think this one over and set up that 3rd and 5 for the first play of the second quarter. What a first quarter it has been here at Rice Field. Two county rivals that don't get together all that often came out to play tonight. Cade Carrington went up top to Cade Signs early, but Gavin Hauser took one to the house. We're tied at 7 after 1 and having fun on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Bill's Heating, keeping families and businesses comfortable since 1951. Normally, this guy'd be on the sidelines, and he'd give us a Bill's Heating sideline report. Your thoughts on the first quarter?
We came here for a reason to see two quality teams, and I see two quality teams out there. Both of them are physical on the defensive side of the ball. They both have weapons on the offensive side of the ball. So these two teams definitely have a lot of potential for this season and the playoffs.
Both look to be contenders in their conferences. Elkhart in the Northern Indiana Conference, Northridge in the Northern Lakes. Elkhart looking at 3rd and 5 from its own 35 to start the second quarter. Brady Kruper to throw. Rodney Gates with the catch, but short of the first down. Terrific closure that time by Harrison Kaufman, the safety.
Reminder, Middlebury Community Schools is hiring. Visit their website for more information about their current openings at Middlebury Community Schools.
4th and 1, and you're about to find out that Robinson St. Louis is a gambling man. He'll go for it on 4th and 1 in his own territory at the 39-yard line. He's got two big tackles out there that he could run behind, and he's got Gavin Hauser, his strong fullback, in the backfield. Hauser off a direct snap, plowing forward and running to the 45. The first down sponsored by 4T Door Systems.
A little bit of a high snap there. Great job of really handing that, still getting the handoff off. I think that was really key to that play. You can see right here, a little bit, that didn't quite get the snap, but great job of really driving the legs and picking up the first down.
It practically wound up being a direct snap to Hauser.
Yep.
Which was fine for Elkhart's sake. Now the handoff to Elias Leonard, and he bursts through the hole. Leonard with a first down and more in the Northridge territory to the 37. It's sponsored by 4T Door Systems. It's a pickup of 18 on the play. You get another look from Springer Dental Care.
Oh, what a great job of really busting through the hole. Again, we talk about once you get past that first line of the linebackers, you open up and you usually end up getting about a 15, 20-yard run before the DBs get to you.
Leonard with 4 carries, 36 yards tonight. He had 96 in the opener against Concord. And it's Leonard again off the left side. Finds a little seam, and Cade Signs brings him down after a pickup of 6.
Mark your calendar for the Middlebury Fall Festival, September 9th and 10th, with music, artists, crafters, and free family activities. Lots of great food to enjoy. Friday, pork chop dinner fundraiser at the fire station, and Saturday, a pancake breakfast at the Park Pavilion. That's the Middlebury Fall Festival, September 9th and 10th. Visit middleburyINChamber.com for a complete schedule.
2nd and 4. This time it's Javen Sharp trying to run up the middle, but he gets shut down by the interior of that Northridge defensive line. As Max Petersheim, what a story this young man is. 2 years ago, he hadn't played any football at all, but he has become a weight room fiend, and now is a 3-sport athlete at Northridge. He also wrestles and tosses the shot in discus.
I think a lot of times kids they don't mature quick enough or fast enough with their bodies, and they finally get to a point where they do, and they catch up to people, and they decide, oh, now I'm going to give sports a try.
6'2", 250, he has caught up.
Yep.
3rd and short. Cooper on play action, rolls, fires, a bullet to Jaquavian Eccles for the first down at the 24-yard line, pickup of 6, but good enough to move the chains for 4T-Door Systems.
I really like the way Elkhart's really distributing the ball to different players. They're not really relying on one person, in particular Gates. They're really mixing things up with their running game and their passing game. It's great to see that out there.
Cooper has really improved in his ability to throw on the run. 3 for 3 tonight, not a bunch of yards, just 12, but gets the first down there. And here's Gavin Hauser pinballing off of people. Finally goes down at the 16. And that's a pickup of 9 on the play.
Williamsburg Furniture, the manufacturer of quality custom furniture and proud supporters of the Northridge Raiders. Go Raiders!
Hauser, 3 carries, 59 yards and a touchdown so far. And they're going to leave him in there on a short yardage, 2nd and 1. A lot of options open up for the Elkhart offense here. Cade Tyrakowski split wide to the bottom of the screen, but it's Rodney Gates in motion on an end around. He's got blockers in front. And Gates has a first down as he gets to the 11, make it the 12-yard line. Pickup of 4 on the play, and you'll get another look from Springer Dental Group.
You'll see the play right here. You can tell why he's a wide receiver, not a running back. You see that big 3 offensive linemen out there, and he cuts behind them when he should have just fouled them all the way to the end zone.
Patience is a virtue, and one that Rodney did not have. 1st and 10 from the 12. So Elias Leonard gets the call. Leonard right side down to the 3. 9-yard pickup for Elias. And you get another look from Springer Dental Group. Now here's an example of a little bit of patience in running. He let 57 come up and make the block there. Marcus Williams, and that opened the hole.
Yeah, nice little sidestep, just a little patience, and then burst through that hole.
Now do they reward Leonard with a touchdown run here? Nathan Munson in motion. It's Leonard, right side, great backside pursuit by Northridge that time. Brock Thompson coming from the outside linebacker position, and that's a loss of 1 for Elias Leonard.
Vanilla Bean Creamery, where everything is handcrafted in small batches for a 100% made product. Visit either location in Granger and Elkhart, and coming soon to Shipshewana. Find them online at vanillabeanicecream.com.
2nd and goal. Spotted at the 4. Leonard to the left of Cooper. Gates in motion. Leonard up the middle. Touchdown, Elkhart. A 4-yard touchdown jaunt for Elias Leonard, his 2nd of the season. And the Lions are on the board, sponsored by the Bristol Street Cafe.
Great job of really misdirection, putting Rodney and Gates in motion there. And it kind of held up that DN and D line just enough. You can see it hold up right there. Gave them just enough room where they couldn't blitz up the middle. They had to hold for the containment.
Sam Russo, the holder. Jeremiah Aguilera, the sophomore kicker. Here's the snap. It's clean. The kick is up, and it is good. 6:52 remains in the first half. And for the first time tonight, the Elkhart Lions have the lead thanks to Elias Leonard on the score. 14-7 Elkhart on 46. This edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week is being brought to you by the St. Joseph County Police Department. Join the team and help protect and serve our community. Chuck Freeby, Bo Hunt back with you at Venerable Rice Field, where the Elkhart Lions have 14 unanswered points and lead Northridge by a count of 14-7.
Northridge has really been able to move the ball every series, just didn't get points that last one. We'll see how they make some adjustments here, as Elkhart's really made some adjustments with that D line. They've really been getting a lot of pressure up front. We'll see if they can make the adjustment on their offensive line as well.
The second quarter tonight brought to us by our friends at the Middlebury Chamber of Commerce. There you see Jeremiah Aguilera The 5'8", 140-pound sophomore about to put the boot to it. Clark and Eby, the deep men for Northridge. And Aguilera hits one off the side of his foot and out of bounds, and that'll be great field position for the Raiders.
Imagineering Finishing Technologies is the industry knowledge source for metal finishing solutions. We specialize in process components for major industries, including aerospace, medical, and military and defense. IFT is excited about over 60-year history and looking forward to the challenges ahead. At Imagineering Finishing Technologies, quality is a way of life.
Believe me, I'm not making fun of Jeremiah. But I always love it when a kicker kicks the ball out of bounds, comes to the sideline and says, my bad.
Yep.
Clearly.
Yeah. A lot of us coaches in the coaching world look at him and say, yeah, it was. Yeah.
So 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line for Northridge. Good field position. Raiders have had some success moving the football through the air. 88 yards passing for Cade Carrington tonight. And he's going to look to throw here. Out in the flat, almost intercepted. Gavin Hauser reflecting upon his life right there.
Just threw it behind the receiver just a bit, and I don't think he was ready for that. He was looking to try to break it up in front, and the ball hit him in the hands before he even knew it was there.
That was probably the poorest throw of Carrington's night so far. He is 7 of 9 passing the football for 88 yards and a touchdown. 2nd and 10. Bad snap. Carrington falls on it. Loss of 5 on the play.
St. Andrew's Products supplied our crew with the finest in monogram apparel, and they can help your team look great too. Promotional products, advertising specialties, business gifts, and much more. Reach us at sales@standrewscorp.com. The answer to your question is always yes.
And really, here's the acid test for Northridge, because this is the first time they've trailed all season. Really the first major adversity that they have faced this season. Let's see how they respond to it here. First 2 plays, not so well, but Carrington looks to throw on 3rd and 15, hit as he throws, then McLean Miller gets away from Gavin Hauser, and Moses Fortoso has to hustle him down at the 35, a pickup of 5 on the play.
That D-line pressure just not giving any time at all to Carrington. You can see it here on the Springer Dental Care replay. It's in there. I mean, that's a 1.5 seconds, and they're already back in there. So, I mean, he can't even look downfield, has no chance. Miller with a great job of getting away from the first 2 defenders, though.
I am stunned right here that on 4th down, it does not appear that Northridge is going to line up in punt formation unless Cade Carrington's going to do a
drop back.
Drop back here, yes. And Carrington with the 1-step kick gets it out of there. Nobody back deep for Elkhart. It takes a Northridge roll on the carpet all the way down to the 26-yard line. So a 39-yard kick, no return, and Northridge gets exactly what they want.
And a lot of people ask, well, why do they do that? Why don't, if they're going to punt, why don't they put the punter out there? Well, you notice there's no defender back there to receive the kick. So when you line up in that set, you're trying to not have them put somebody back there so you can try to flip the field and get better field position.
Because honestly, I think Northridge's deepest fear there is not that the punt gets blocked, but that Elkhart, with its speed at the return, is able to bring it back.
Ritchie Auto Sales, located on Main Street in Middlebury, proudly supports Northridge Athletics and would like to give a special shout out to number 40, Dylan Ritchie. Have a great season. Find your next car at Ritchie Auto Sales. Go Raiders.
1st and 10 from its own 26 for Brady Cooper and the Elkhart Lions, having scored in their last 2 possessions. Elias Leonard off the left side through a hole and manages to get up to the 34. That's a pickup of 8 for Leonard. Leonard having a very solid first half running the football, now at 9 carries for 67 yards.
Yeah, again, I really liked what Elkhart's able to do. Multiple running backs, multiple receivers, really spreading it out, giving lots of opportunities to different players.
2nd and 2. Cooper hands it off. This is Javen Sharp trying to get the first down, and he does. It's sponsored by 4T Door Systems. So Sharp hasn't had a ton of yards tonight carrying the football, but so far for Elkhart, no turnovers. And a much cleaner look than what they had on offense their first week, which is not unusual, right?
Yeah, you get into week 2, you try to make those adjustments. A lot of times we saw last week, we saw last night in Michigan, a lot of penalties happen that first week because a little bit of in sync, a little bit of uncertainty with some players. You change the count a few times here and there to throw the defense off, but it's your offense that ends up getting thrown off as well.
Here's another handoff to Sharp up the middle, and again clogged up by the middle of that Northridge defensive line, which is just doing a formidable job against this Elkhart line. We figured there would be a lot of crashes down there tonight. Max Petersheim, the nose tackle, having a wonderful game.
Yeah, and Elkhart just trying to move that chain, sustain this drive. They would like nothing better to go down and score with no time left on the clock. Because Northridge does get the ball to start the second half.
See the clock, bottom right-hand corner of the Intera Credit Union scoreboard. 2nd and 8, Munson in motion. It's Kruper looking to throw. Out in the flat, Jaquavion Eccles. That play has been there all night. And Eccles makes the grab for a pickup of 11 and a first down, sponsored by 4T Door Systems. His 3rd snare of the night.
What a great job on that pass as well. Just put it right where the defender couldn't get to. Receiver went up for it, had enough room to stay inbounds as well and pick up the first down.
Midfield stripe. The Lions on the move, leading 14-7. The drive starting back at their own 26. It's Leonard in the backfield now. And Elias off the left side spins to the Raider 46. He's thrown down there by Jackson Bontrager, the outside linebacker.
Wouldn't it be great to work for a company where the employees are the most valuable asset? Well, now's your chance because RushCore is hiring. They have production positions available in a team-driven environment with excellent benefits that include medical, dental, and 401k. To learn more about joining the RushCore family and a $1,000 sign-on bonus, visit rushcore.com.
Gavin Hauser carrying people with him. It took 6 Raiders to bring him down at the 36, a pickup of 10. You get another look from Springer Dental Care. This is a well put together young man, and nobody could really wrap him up until the end. So the Lions continue to move. You see maybe a little bit of fatigue even from the Elkhart offensive line here, with 2:07 to go here in the first half. Raquan Lemon's a little slow getting to the line, but he protects Brady Kruper. Jaquavion Eccles couldn't get that one. Kruper wishes he had that back because they would have been queuing the fight zone.
Yeah, Kruper had him wide open down the sideline. Again, we saw that earlier with Northridge. Just didn't put enough air underneath that ball. A little bit more air, and that's right on the money. You know, you talk about the heat and the being tired out there and stuff like that. The good thing about here is most of this quarter's been in the shade because the press box and the stands sit so high up that actually the field has been shaded for most of this quarter.
2nd and 10. Clock stops on the incomplete pass. 1:58 to go in the half. Kruper and around. Javen Sharp. Sharp running from the slot this time and works his way up to the 30-yard line. That's a pickup of 6 and makes it 3rd and 4.
Still plenty of time on the clock for Elkhart.
Javen Sharp, a member of the Elkhart track team. You heard Chad Epley saying it's basically the sprint group from the track team at all the skilled positions for Elkhart, and he's not far from being correct.
I remember back when Central and I was in school, that 400 relay team, man.
Ooh, Trellis Washington.
Yeah, he was quite the sprinter.
But Elias Leonard couldn't get much of a start out of the blocks that time. The defensive line there to shut him down as Connor Roth comes in from the linebacker spot. Roth, a member of that excellent Northridge baseball team. Elkhart looking at a key 4th and 5 right here. 1 minute to go in the first half. Lions draining the clock. Let's see if Robinson St. Louis decides to take a timeout here. Play clock down to 10. Kruper with time. Out in the flat, Rodney Gates short of the first down. Harrison Kaufman came over and made the stop and denied the Lions a chance to move the chains.
Decent pass, got it there. You knew Rodney was probably going to catch the ball, but he just didn't give him any room because the defender was right there on him as soon as the ball was caught.
And second guessing is easy. I'll be the first to say that. What do you think about routes that are run short of the chains on fourth down plays?
You need to know where they're at. I mean, whether or not that was designed that way or not, but you need to know where it's at in that situation right there. If you run that right at the chains, you're getting that first down because the defender's hitting you right at that line, and they're giving you forward progress at that time.
And it's high school football. We have no way of knowing if that's what he was told to do or not. Carrington goes up top, and it's nearly intercepted. Rodney Gates wanted to make yet another catch, but this one on defense.
I think Chad Epley might be running the ball here on this next play. Do not want an interception and give them the ball back with the ability to throw a couple of Hail Marys.
Carrington has thrown it well in the first half, 7 of 10 for 93 yards. But yeah, you're right. You're kind of in dangerous territory here, and you do get the ball to start the second half. But Carrington's going to throw it again, find Cade Signs, and he has a first down. It's sponsored by Williamsburg Furniture. He steps out of bounds at the 39-yard line, a pickup of 11.
The Elkhart DBs are playing about 15 yards off the ball, so they are given that underneath route if you want to just keep throwing those little slants, little quick hitters, pick up 10, 12 yards at a time.
Signs, 3 catches, 64 yards. You'll meet him at halftime, one of our Tony Letcher Health Market Student Athletes of the Week.
You can see they got four DBs, 12 yards deep.
And a false start on Northridge will cost them 5 yards here. Just their second penalty of the night, and Elkhart has only had 1. Far cry from what we saw in the Michigan game, but that was week 1 in Michigan, and this is week 2 in Indiana.
Oh, yeah. Northridge still with 3 timeouts as well, so they could theoretically move that ball down the field with those 3 timeouts.
Carrington wants to throw, has time, slings it, but too far outside for Chase Clark. It'll be incomplete in 2nd and 15. Still, Northridge basically showing an attitude here. We're not just happy to be here. We're looking to win the football game.
Yeah, and I see that out of both these teams. I really see the confidence, the poise out there from both these 2 teams. Neither one of them look like they feel like they're overmatched or, you know, one team's better than the other. They're battling it out there.
And you have to remember, Northridge is a 4A school. Elkhart is a 6A. This is McLean Miller on the run that time. Darian Newsom, the safety, brings him down after a pickup of about 7, but that's going to likely do it for the first half of play here at Rice Field in Elkhart. The 2 teams, nope, we have a timeout called by whom? It'll be called by Northridge. With 3.1 seconds left, the Northridge timeout sponsored by the Middlebury Community Schools.
The old hook and ladder.
That's a possibility. I saw Mishawaka use that in 1981 against Elkhart. This, the start of a huge 3-week journey for this Northridge Raider football team, as Southwind Flooring sponsors our factoids tonight. And the Northridge schedule beginning with tonight at Elkhart, but then next week they have to go to Steele Stadium, play number 8 Mishawaka, and then, okay, well, you get a home game, but it's against the 7th-ranked team in 4A, the Northwood Panthers.
You talk about a 3-week gauntlet for them. That's their 3-week gauntlet right there. I mean, not only do you have to go to Mishawaka, but you got to prepare for that offense and defend that offense. And then when you head to Northwood or have Northwood at home, you know, you never know what you're going to get with a Andrews-led team.
Now, the good news for Chad Epley, we're giving him game film. I mean, Mishawaka was on last week, and we'll have Northwood next week on 46. So we're helping you out, Chad. Here's Carrington looking for a home run ball. He heaves it up for Signs, and it is dropped.
Wow.
Darian Newsom and Jaquavion Eccles both had their hands on it, couldn't corral it, and the first half has come to an end at Rice Field in Elkhart. Very entertaining football game between 2 well-coached teams. but it's Elkhart that takes the lead here in the second quarter as Elias Leonard found the end zone to give the Lions a 14-7 lead. They'll take it to the locker room, and when we come back, we'll have our Tony Letcher Health Market student athletes on the St. Joe County Police Department halftime report. It all comes your way as part of the 46 Game of the Week. It's halftime here at Rice Field. Time to meet our Tony Letcher Health Market Student Athletes of the Week. Feature brought to us by our friend Tony Letcher at Health Markets. And I am flanked by two very big and very talented student athletes, Kate Sines from Northridge and Braden Jellison from Elkhart. We'll start with the visitors. Kate Sines, not only a terrific football player, which you saw throughout the tournament last year, but a wonderful baseball player as well. And yet you have a 4.5 GPA I saw on your sheet, and I assume that's not on a scale of 12. How in the world do you balance all that?
You know, my parents instilled on me at a young age that academics come first, so I try to go out there or into school and I try to do my best and come out here and do my best as well. So it kind of just all played together when I was doing it.
So which one do you enjoy more, football or baseball?
People always ask me this. I mean, it depends on the season, how well we're doing, but you know, I love both of them, so it's hard to give up either one.
Well, you had success in both of them last year, the wonderful experience of playing at Lucas Oil for the state finals, but you led the state in triples last year in baseball. What did that mean to you?
You know, it was fun. I mean, I'm not that strong of a guy sometimes, but I hitting some off the wall, got going around the bases, you know. I mean, it was fun. I got my name out there, so it was fun to play.
And getting your name out there maybe helps you get some offers from colleges, whether it's for football or baseball. What do you want to do after you graduate from Northridge?
Actually, whatever one picks me up. You know, I'll play either. I love them both, so whatever one gives me the offer or the opportunity, I will go.
What do you want to study?
Exercise science.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. That's Kate Sines from Northridge High School. Over here, this tiny fella is Braden Jellison from Elkhart High School. As you might guess, he is an offensive and defensive lineman. As you might remember, he is a wrestler who went all the way to state last year and also performed in unified track and another 4.0 student. So how in the world do you balance all that and get the job done in the classroom?
You know, my parents are a big support in my life, and they push me to be the best I can be every day and make me stay on top of my school and get my sports done as well.
Football and wrestling, anybody can look at you, they understand those. Why did you get involved in unified track?
Just to give back. I mean, I'm in two great sports already. I wasn't planning on doing any spring sports, so, you know, give back.
And then wrestling last year, you went to the state finals. What kind of goals do you have for yourself in all your different sports this year?
Just beat how I did last year and go out there, I'm going for state.
And as you look at your post-high school career, what sport do you want to do and what do you want to study?
I'm definitely going to be playing football in college. Haven't yet decided where, keeping options open to the end of the year.
And academic-wise, what do you want to study?
Business.
Very good. You'll have a career in that, I'm sure. That's Braden Jellison from Elkhart, Kate Sines from Northridge. Those are Tony Letcher Health Market Student Athletes of the Week. We're back with halftime stats and highlights and second half play-by-play on TV 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Martin Supermarkets. Count on us for all your grocery needs and so much more. The Blazer Brigade entertaining the crowd here at halftime as we invite you inside the Martin Supermarket broadcast booth. Chuck Freeby and Bo Hunt joining you from high above the fray. And what an impressive first half for both teams. This has been a very entertaining football game so far.
It really has. There's been a lot of rhythm on offense for both teams. The defense has really stepped up and put pressure, giving up a few big plays here and there, but for the most part, both teams are really playing well tonight.
Northridge jumped out to the lead. Elkhart came back. Let's show you how it got to be this way tonight at Venerable Rice Field as these two teams came out hitting just about everybody, including our field photographer, Chris Kibbe, but Max Petersheim with a big sack here on Brady Krupa on the first possession. That helped Northridge get good field position, and they took advantage of it. Alex Eby with the catch there, and then it would be Kate Sines with the touchdown grab on an 18-yard heave from Kate Carrington. 7-0 Raiders at that point. Dancing was optional. Elkhart would come back. Elias Leonard with a nice run, but the run of the night so far has been by Gavin Hauser. 44 yards off the right side. He just stays in bounds at the corner of the pylon for the touchdown to tie it up at 7. we moved to the second quarter, and that was the Elias Leonard show, as Leonard went bursting up the middle here on a run to the Northridge 37, and then on a run for a touchdown here, his second of the year. That gave the Lions a 14-7 lead. And Bo, as we look at the stats, fairly even overall, but it's clear one team is dominating with the running game, the other one with the passing game.
Yeah, when you look at that, Elkhart really wanting to keep the ball on the ground. They've done a great job with it. Northridge trying to go through the air because the pressure that they're getting up front is really causing them to do that. But again, when they're going to the air, they're not getting a lot of time to throw the ball as well. So we'll see what kind of adjustments both coaches make at halftime.
Be very curious to see what these two teams do in the second half as the sun goes down in Elkhart. Should be a fun second half of football here. It's Elkhart leading the Northridge Raiders 14-7. We're back with second half play-by-play on TV 46 after this. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you in part by HealthLink, your community health center. And man, are the Elkhart fans fired up to have 46 here tonight on red, white, and blue night. Look at this crowd at Rice Field. Love that sign. Get louder, go sit with your mom. Well, nobody went and sat with their mom from either one of these teams, but I'm sure plenty of adjustments were made. So the question, Bo Hunt, which we would normally pose to you for Bill's Heating sideline report, but we'll pose to you up here. What kind of adjustments do you expect, especially from the team that's behind right now, Northridge?
I think with Northridge, I think the biggest thing is they need to make some adjustments on the offensive line. They need to maybe scheme just a little bit different, give Carrington a little bit more time in that backfield to read the routes and be able to throw downfield a little bit more. And then on Elkhart's side, I think the biggest thing with them is they need to finish drives. They've been able to drive down the field, get into the red zone territory, but not able to capitalize. They could be up 21, even 28-7 at this time. They just haven't been able to capitalize on some of their drives.
That sounds like exactly something Robinson St. Louis would say here at the intermission. Elkhart will kick off to begin the second half, leading 14-7. Elkhart has Hammond Morton next week in South Bend, Washington after that, and then we're back here in 3 weeks for their encounter with Penn. Northridge, we already detailed their schedule. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if Elkhart can survive this, they could be 4-0 going into that Penn game.
Oh, I believe wholeheartedly that they could. I mean, we showed you the Northridge gauntlet that they have in the next 3 weeks. But for Elkhart, definitely is one of those things where they can easily be 4-0.
So great Ron Smith, Elkhart legend, is up here in the box. He is the brother of Elkhart Athletic Director Jackie Ross. Ron, turn around so the fans at home can see on that camera back there. And this young man here, great career at Elkhart High School as a baseball player, basketball player, wound up at Elkhart Memorial once the school split, and then went on to Furman University, two-sport athlete there, and was the longtime baseball coach at Furman University, but also did color for Furman men's basketball games, and one of my heroes growing up.
And the last several years I've done color for Clemson baseball.
Oh, well, I guess if you want to slum, you can do that.
But I love following you, and I love being back here in Elkhart. It's fabulous.
Well, great to have Ron stop by. I know you're busy. A ton of people want to see you. Always a pleasure to see the great Ron Smith. Northridge has returned the opening kickoff to the 31-yard line here, and it's 1st and 10 for the Raiders with Cade Carrington at quarterback, who had a very fine first half, 9 out of 13 passing for 104 yards. He'll hand it off to McLean Miller. He didn't run the ball poorly in the first half, and he doesn't here either, as he picks up 7 on the opening carry of the half. In the first half, Miller had 10 carries for 37 yards.
Looks like they're trying to go to that running game just a little bit to open up that passing game for him, and Miller is one of those guys that can do that for him.
So it's 2nd down and 3. Cade sign split to the top of your screen as Carrington hands it off to Miller around the right side. He's got the first down, although they say his knee hit back at the 38-yard line for no gain. The side judge came racing in, blowing the whistle and saying that Miller was down. Let's see if we see it on the Springer Dental Group replay. Watch he tripped over his own foot and the knee dragged along the turf.
Yeah.
Great call. Carrington hit as he throws, but it's caught by Signs. Was he inbounds? Yes, he was. What a grab!
Second half compared to first half on that throw. That's one of the same similar throws. He didn't put enough air under it the first half. That one, just enough air to drop it into Signs. Just a great pass and catch there for a huge first down pickup.
28 yards on the throw. It's a first down, sponsored by Williamsburg Furniture. 4 grabs, 92 yards for Cade Signs. Miller caught in the backfield. Moses Fortoso with the stop for a loss of 3.
A big thank you to Freshies Pizza for feeding the TV crew tonight. Freshies is celebrating their grand opening on the corner of County Road 6 and Oslo Road in Elkhart. And they have a great new menu with all your favorite pizza toppings as well as several cheese options to choose from. Give them a try this weekend and welcome them to the neighborhood. For more information on hours and their menu, find them on Facebook and don't forget their drive-in car show on Saturday night.
Moses Fortoso, 5'5", 250-pound senior. He's been a fire plug on defense. Carrington's throw intended for Clark, broken up nicely by Braden Cook. So far tonight, Carrington has thrown the ball 15 times. He's 9 of 15 for 132 yards.
Well, after the big first down pickup, now they're facing this long third down. Again, both these teams have gotten down into close to the red zone and just really haven't been able to capitalize on their efforts.
Carrington wants to throw again. Here comes Hauser, didn't get there. Signs is there and dropped that one. Holy cow. The game would have been tied if Cade could have hung on to this one.
I think that's one of those where you're so wide open and you know it's going to be a touchdown. You just lose that little, he took his eyes right off that last little bit because he was so confident. And you got to watch that ball all the way in and be confident all the way through the play.
4th and 13. Flags thrown, false start on the left tackle. Cohen Lance jumped that time. Only the 3rd penalty on Northridge tonight, but it comes at a costly time.
Tonight's health tip is brought to you by HealthLink. Everyone knows you can't play or learn if you don't feel your best. If your child isn't feeling well, schedule a sick visit at HealthLink. HealthLink offers medical, dental, vision, and more regardless of your ability to pay.
So 4th down and 19. Here's the pump by Carrington. The throw a little too high for Clark, and he would have been well short of the first down anyway. The Lions hold on downs. And let's do our TCU trivia question for tonight. When we're going to ask you which of the current Elkhart assistants was once the head coach of Northridge High School. That's tonight's TCU trivia question. We'll give you the answer in a little bit, give you some time to ponder that one. It's 1st and 10 from the 42 for Elkhart, leading 14-7.
A little surprised Northridge after that penalty didn't punt that ball and kind of back them up and get field position. Because it went from a 3rd and 12 to 3rd and 17, or 4th and 17, which was really tough to get.
Elkhart late getting a player on the field, but the good news is they've got plenty of time left on the play clock. Brady Kruper hands it off to Elias Leonard, and he is brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Crashing in from the defensive end spot that time was Brock Thompson, and he made the stop along with help from Max Petershon.
At Sanders and Pianowski, professional service to their clients is their first and compelling priority. The firm at Sanders and Pianowski want to take time and wish both teams well in tonight's game, serving the Elkhart community for decades and decades yet to come. Sanders and Pianowski on the Riverwalk in downtown Elkhart.
Elias Leonard, 12 carries, 69 yards, and a touchdown tonight. Robinson St. Louis is not too happy with his offense. He's got to take a timeout because the personnel wasn't lined up right on the field. We'll take one as well. 9:20 to go here in the third quarter. Elkhart leading 14-7 on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you by TCU. Discover better banking at TCU. After this play, we'll answer our TCU trivia question for tonight. Elkhart comes back on the field now with the right personnel on 2nd and 11. Jaquavian Eccles at the bottom of your screen, but the handoff to Elias Leonard, and he is wrapped up by Jackson Bontrager after a pickup of 3. So let's answer tonight's TCU trivia question. The current Elkhart assistant coach, who was once the head coach of Northridge, probably somewhere in that mass right there, is John Kirkton, unless he's up in the box tonight. He was the Elkhart offensive line coach, and he was the head coach at Northridge from 2003 to 2012. 3rd and 8. Quinn Ross in at quarterback, and it's a bad snap, and Ross falls on the football back at the 33. So Quinn Ross couldn't handle the snap. It's a loss of 11, and the Lions will have to punt it away.
Didn't quite get the replay on that one to see where the snap was, if it was off to the side. He was trying to move before the ball came out, but it did look like it was off to the side quite a bit.
They used Ross a little bit last week against Concord as a change of pace quarterback. And I think Robinson St. Louis was so upset with his team about how they were misfunctioning that he decided to make a change at quarterback. It nearly cost them. Rodney Gates will punt it away. Gates hangs this one high. Cade Signs telling everybody to get away from Northridge. It takes an Elkhart roll down to the Northridge 22-yard line. So that is a 45-yard punt for Gates with no return. A reminder, we've got more high school football coming to you next week. We will start up in Michigan as the Buchanan Bucks, with their fine quarterback Connor Legault, take on Scott Shaw, the former Elkhart Memorial coach, and his Niles Vikings. That one airs Friday night at 4, Friday afternoon at 4, and Saturday morning at 11:30. Then our Indiana game will have Concord visiting Northwood. The Panthers, ranked number 7, leading East Noble earlier tonight. That one will be our traditional Friday night 11, Saturday morning at 9 on your home for high school sports, TV 46. Cade Carrington gives the ball to McLean Miller, and Miller is stunned as he gets to the 25-yard line. Only a pickup of 2 that time. Elkhart defense closed on him in a hurry as Maurice Harris makes the stop, the 6', 180-pound junior.
Northridge going back to the ground game again here on their second drive, really trying to sustain that ground drive to open up that passing game.
But they have not been able to sustain any kind of running game so far here tonight. Miller, again, kind of stymied as he hits the line of scrimmage and taken down after a pickup of 2. Those yards have been hard to come by against this Elkhart defensive line. I believe it was Harris again on the stop that time for Elkhart with help from E.J. Aguirre.
Yeah, they're really clogging up the holes, not giving any running lanes for this Northridge team.
3rd and 6. Last week, Northridge only faced 4 third-down situations the entire game against South Bend Adams. That's how dominant they were against the Eagles. Carrington on a quarterback draw, and he has the first down. Cade Carrington surprises everybody with a carry up the middle and gets it up to the 34-yard line. We've got an injured Elkhart player down on the field.
For over 30 years, St. Andrews Products has set the standard for apparel, business gifts, and promotional items. We support great charities like Folds of Honor and the American Dunes Golf Course in Grand Haven, Michigan. We can help your cause. Contact us at sales@standrewscorp.com. At St. Andrews, your expectations become our standards.
So Chad Epley having a great start as the head coach of the Northridge Raiders. In fact, his record of 11-5 through the first 16 games only superseded by Bob Cornell back in the early 70s. who is 14-2 through 16 games. Our factoids tonight brought to us by our friends at Southwind Flooring. Injured player down on the field is E.J. Aguirre, but he is up on his own feet right now. And while in a good deal of pain and hobbling, they need a teammate to come out there. That trainer's not big enough to support E.J. And Aguirre will slowly come off the field. The situation for Northridge, 6:36 to go in the third quarter. Elkhart leads it 14-7, but Northridge has the football 1st and 10 on its own 34-yard line after a 8-yard quarterback run by Cade Carrington. Carrington in trouble, and down he goes. He's sacked from behind by Braden Cook.
Great job coming off the quarter from Cook. Just really corner side blitz, backside blitz by the corner. Didn't give him any time to get anything set up.
First sack of the night for Elkhart. Southwind Flooring tells you they had some sack lunches last week. They had 11 against Concord to set a school record. Northridge has done a pretty good job supporting Carrington. Now here's Jaden Medina around the right side. And Medina, ball was down before he let it go. And he gets back the yardage that they lost and will set up a 3rd down and 10.
For the finest in casual dining, look no further than the Bristol Street Cafe, located at 500 West Bristol Street in Elkhart, serving outstanding hearty breakfast and daily lunch specials until 2 p.m. The Bristol Street Cafe is a proud sponsor of Elkhart High School athletics.
This time a Northridge player is down on the field, so we'll take a break. 5:49 to go third quarter. Elkhart leads Northridge 14-7. You're watching high school football on TV 46. This edition of the TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by the electrical workers of Local 153, making our communities brighter since 1914. Northridge looking at a 3rd and 10, 5:49 to go third quarter. Cade Carrington gets the snap, has time, fires a bullet. Cade signs, makes the scoop a yard short of the 1st down. I'm pretty sure the Raiders are going to go for it.
Yeah, the way Chad's been playing this game and coaching this game, there's no doubt that they're going to probably go for this. Look for him to maybe have a long cadence up here and maybe get him to jump off sides. But again, you talked about the 1st down marker and running routes past that 1st down marker. It was half a yard is all he needed to go, a little bit farther for a half a yard to pick up that 1st down.
Trayvon Curry trying to get his Elkhart defense set up. Carrington under center. Hands it off. They collide in the backfield, and now it's all done. Marion Dye tackles him short of the 1st down marker. Miller and Carrington collided in the backfield, and where the line judge has it spotted, it would be short of the 1st down marker. Dave Spencer signals 1st down Elkhart. You see it again on the Springer Dental Group replay.
Miscommunication. We talk about making those adjustments. Crucial 4th down in Elkhart Lion territory. You cannot make that mistake right there.
So now Quinn Ross coming back in the game at quarterback for Elkhart. Brady Cooper started. Was solid in the 1st half, 5 of 6 for 27 yards. But now it's Ross who gets the call. An Elkhart player late getting onto the field. Tyrakowski gets set. Ross wants to throw, heaving it downfield for Rodney Gates. Gates out of bounds at the 14. A 29-yard heave.
Great job of getting air under it, letting Gates do what he does best and catch those balls out of midair.
Corbin Collett, the cornerback who got the start tonight because of injuries to Tyrese Thomas and Cade Arroyo. made the hit. 1st and 10 from the 13. Ross stays in the game. Gavin Hauser is running back. I got a feeling I know where this ball's going. It's Hauser up the middle. And he'll pick up about 2.
Hummel Group Insurance invites you to celebrate the grand opening of their new Middlebury office on Saturday, September 9th. Ribbon cutting at 8:30 a.m. with breakfast to follow. Visit anytime until 5 p.m. for refreshments and to register for prizes. Prizes include the Blackstone 3-burner grill. Hummer Group Insurance located directly behind Essen House.
Quinn Ross, a sophomore. His mom, one of the athletic directors at Elkhart, member of the baseball team. Hauser gets the handoff. And Gavin Hauser stacked up again right around the 12-yard line as the Northridge defensive line shutting things down up the middle. Bo Bianich, the middle linebacker, comes in to make the stop.
Talked about some of the adjustments that I'm sure Elkhart talked about halftime, and they talked about finishing drives. They could have had a few more points put on the board in that first half. Here's another opportunity down in the red zone. Can they finish this drive and put points on the board?
Now Brady Kruper back in the game at quarterback. Let's see if this is a different kind of red zone package for Robinson St. Louis's squad. Whistle's blown as that play gets underway, and a false start called on Elkhart. And it'll be 5 more yards, and you wonder if the change of quarterbacks with the cadence difference throws people off.
Yeah, sometimes that's going to throw you off a little bit because there's always a little bit of difference of the signal calling and how quick you call it and short and kind of delays and different calls and stuff like that. So there is a little bit of a difference that could have thrown somebody off there.
Elkhart can get to the 4-yard line and get a first down. Our third quarter being brought to us by our friends at the Vanilla Bean Creamery.
Middlebury Community Schools is hiring. Visit their website for more information about their current openings. Middlebury Schools, a top-achieving school district, inspiring students to change the world.
3rd and 14. Leonard on a draw play. Leonard up the middle. He's got the first down. It's sponsored by 4T Door Systems. Elias Leonard surprises everybody with a 14-yard run up the middle, and it's 1st and goal for Elkhart. Great block up front by Raekwon Lemons, who just sealed off his man. Raekwon's favorite song, Meek Mill's Dreams and Nightmares, and he creates them for defensive linemen. Leonard to the end zone, touchdown Elkhart. A 3-yard run to pay dirt for Elias Leonard, his 2nd of the night. And the Lions extend the lead to 20-7.
Great back-to-back runs by Leonard, just really finding the hole, making sure he hesitates just a little bit to let the block set up and really finding the end zone there. Is a great job.
The touchdown sponsored by the Bristol Street Cafe. Jeremiah Aguilera on to try the extra point out of the hold of Sam Russo. Snap and set down are good. The kick is up, and it is good. 2:47 to go in the 3rd quarter. And the Lions will not sleep tonight. They're up 21-7 here in the 3rd as you get another look from Springer Dental Care.
Great job by that line, really pushing forward, too.
Man, Braden Jellison, Luke Davis, and Gavin Butler were like road graders that time. They had everybody in white back in the end zone.
You may have heard that there's no such thing as a free lunch, but there is if you're working at Essen House. They offer great benefits, including free meals while working, a friendly and wholesome atmosphere. Whether you're looking for a full-time, part-time, entry-level, management position, days, evenings, or 3rd shift, Essen House has something for everyone. Visit essenhouse.com to learn more. That's essenhouse.com.
So a 21-7 Elkhart lead. 2:47 to go, 3rd quarter. Remember, Northridge seemed that close to tying the game at 14. Cade Sines had a ball hit off his hands. That would have been a touchdown. And since that point, nothing has really gone right for Northridge.
Yeah, this is an important series right here for them. try to get a good return, set something up, get some momentum going here at the end of the third quarter.
Chase Clark and Alex Eby are the deep men. Jeremiah Aguilera's kick. Spinning down towards the end zone, Eby from the 7. Eby hesitated, found a hole, and got to the outside. Bulldog down by Cade Tyrakowski at the 35.
Nice little return for Northridge.
Watch here as Eby hesitates, keeps his blocker in front, and Chase Clark did a good job moving people.
Yeah, he really did a good job of reading him. I like how he put his hand on him, and you can kind of read off of that and get a little push once you're ready to cut off that block.
But now Cade Carrington, who started the game red hot, hit 6 out of his first 7 passes. Since then, it's been a little bit of a struggle. We'll see what he can do here.
And a lot of that's the pressure that's been put on him by this D-line and the blitzing that Elkhart's been doing in the second half.
He's 10 for 19 on the evening. He'll hand off to Jaden Medina, who tries to cut inside, but Maurice Harris says no, sir. And there's no gain on the play.
Mark your calendar for the Middlebury Fall Festival, September 9th and 10th, with music, artists, crafters, and free family activities. Lots of great food to enjoy. Friday, pork chop dinner fundraiser at the fire station, and Saturday, a pancake breakfast at the Park Pavilion. Middlebury Fall Festival, Saturday, 9th and 10th, September 9th and 10th. Visit middleburyINChamber.com for a complete schedule.
McLean Miller only able to pick up a yard. There's that man, Moses Fortoso, the fire plug from the wrestling team, making another stop tonight. He and the rest of that defensive line have done a stellar job against this Northridge rushing attack. Miller, who had 190 yards last week, has been held to only 46 tonight. That's on 17 carries.
Yeah, it's not like they're not trying to run the ball. They're definitely keeping the ground game going. They're just not able to pick up those big yards.
3rd and 9, Carrington hit from behind, lost the football. Who's got it? Elkhart, of course, says they do because that's what you do.
Looked like a broken play from the start.
But Northridge able to keep the football, it appears. Now the clock stopping, Elkhart celebrating, and it looks like they've got the football. Nathan Munson appears to be the guy that recovered the fumble for the Lions. You get another look at the first turnover in this football game. The hit made from behind by Braden Cook. Ball pops loose, all kinds of bodies on it.
The second time they've run that corner blitz off the side with Cook and really disrupted. Looked like Carrington almost wanted to throw a screen to that side, but saw Cook coming in, so decided to go the other way, but didn't tuck the ball.
Now let's see if the Lions go for the dagger here. Cooper wants the home run ball. Going up top, Jaquavion Eccles can't get there.
Williamsburg Furniture, manufacturer of quality custom furniture and a proud supporter of the Northridge Raiders. Williamsburg Furniture says, go Raiders.
Brady Cooper now 5 out of 7 throwing the football tonight. The Lions hit one bomb. That was from Quinn Ross to Rodney Gates on the last possession. 2nd and 10. Elias Leonard tries to run off the left side, gets past Eric Jennings, but not quite. Jennings had some help wrapping him up, and it's a pickup of 4 for the speedy Elkhart tailback.
He's almost able to bounce that outside. If he would have kept his legs going just a little bit on that outside, he went to spin rather than driving the legs. The spin kind of got him into that wrap up and knocked him down.
Clock winding down, final minute of quarter number 3. 3rd and 6 for the Lions. Hauser in the backfield. It's Hauser off the right side, bouncing off Brock Thompson, but then finished off by the rest of the Raiders. And Elkhart will be looking at a 4th and 5 when they begin the 4th quarter. The Elkhart Lions defense has held up under a barrage of runs and passes by Northridge, and the Elkhart Lions offense has done just enough here in the 3rd quarter to pad the lead. And Brady Kruper talking to Jaquavion Eccles about what they can do to make this a win in the 4th. The defense with big sacks from Braden Cook, Rodney Gates with a big-time catch, and Elias Leonard the touchdown. And the Lions lead Northridge 21-7 as we head to the 4th on 46. And this edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you from part by Imagineering Finishing Technologies, IFT, where quality is a way of life. Chad Epley checking the water bottle. His team trailing by 14, facing a big 4th and 5 with Elkhart holding the ball at their 30. Normally we'd go to Bo Hunt for a Bills Heating sideline report. He's upstairs in the booth tonight. Your thoughts on this one through 3 quarters?
Two very quality teams. You'd hate to see somebody lose in a game like this with these two teams battling. Of course, somebody's going to. But, you know, I like the way Elkhart's very balanced with their offense and defense. They're not relying on one or the other. Their defense is really stepping up tonight. I think their defense is kind of underrated on how well they're playing tonight, because this is a really good Northridge offense as well.
But now it's on the Elkhart offense to convert a 4th and 5. They failed in a couple of these 4th down opportunities tonight. Let's see what they do right here. Brady Kruper rolls to his right, fires. Rodney Gates overthrown, and Northridge has held again.
Big stop by Northridge, able to not let them get up by another score. Already down 2 scores at this time. They really have to put together a drive here early in the 4th quarter if they want to get back in this game.
They have shown explosiveness in the passing game here tonight, and the big receiver has been Cade Signs, 5 catches, 101 yards. Can he deliver again right here, or will somebody else step up for the Raiders? It has not happened in the running game tonight. They have only had 48 rushing yards on the night against this Elkhart defense. They'll try it again on the ground. McLean Miller cannot get away from Gavin Hauser and others. Preston Stymack stymies the ball carrier.
Vanilla Bean Creamery, where everything is handcrafted in small batches for a 100% homemade product. Visit either location in Granger and Elkhart, and coming soon to Shipshewana. Find them online at vanillabeanicecream.com.
Stymack, a 3-sport athlete here at Elkhart. Here's Carrington looking to throw with time. Finds Miller out of the backfield. Look at him go. 17-yard pickup for McLean Miller, and a 1st down sponsored by Williamsburg Furniture.
Nice little screen set up there, using the speed of Elkhart against themselves, getting the linemen down the field a little bit on that screen, setting up some down screen blocks.
We've got another player down on the field here. Would appear to be a cramp situation. Not unusual in these August games, especially given the heat of the day. And you can remind young people all you want, drink that water, but
yeah.
Well, a reminder that Big Ten football can be heard on Pulse FM. In fact, Saturday, the college football season gets underway on TV. Our first game on Pulse FM is next Thursday. Rodney McGraw and the Penn State Nittany Lions. There's a name familiar to Elkhart fans. They come into Ross-Ade Stadium to take on Jeff Brom's Purdue Boilermakers Thursday night. We're on the air with kickoff at 8 p.m. And then Friday night next week, the Indiana Hoosiers open their season. Tom Allen says, I know who the quarterback is, but I'm not telling you. He'll reveal it when they take on the Fighting Illini with Hunter Whitenack from New Prairie on their roster now. That is also an 8 o'clock start. And you're home for Big Ten football. On the radio is Pulse FM 92.1, 96.9 for Purdue, 103.1 FM for Indiana.
Imagineering Finishing Technologies is a proud supporter of high school athletics. Teamwork is our specialty, working with industry giants like SpaceX and Boeing. For over 60 years, excellence has been our standard, and that won't change. Like the teams in this game, We're always working toward a great finish.
Maurice Harris, the linebacker, hobbling off the field, and the way he's walking looks like it's far worse than a cramp. So they'll practically wind up carrying him off the field. And Northridge will be looking at a 1st and 10 from the 46, and indeed they will have to carry Harris off the field, with 2 coaches and 1 of the players doing the honors.
That last pass was complete. Northridge picked up a first down. Now 1st and 10.
So 1st and 10 for the Raiders from the 46. Time becoming an enemy. Carrington with pressure gets rid of it, and just in time to avoid the sack from Braden Cook. Zach Yoder was the intended receiver.
I know we've had some quality players on offense and looking, you know, a little ahead for player of the game, but Cook's having one heck of a defensive stance in the game tonight. Just the pressure that him and the rest of that defense is putting on Carrington is just amazing tonight.
That's a possibility. Moses Fortoso has also had a nice game playing defense. Here's Carrington to throw again. Had to get away from the pressure, and a beautiful diving grab by Cade Signs. This time he got to the 1st down marker at the 43. 11-yard catch and a 1st down for Northridge. As you take another look from Springer Dental Care. Oh, if there were instant replay in high school football, that wouldn't be a catch.
Looks like he had possession for a half a second, and then it kind of rolled out as he hit the ground, which technically that would be called a trap.
That's all right, Cade. 6 receptions, 112 yards. Carrington, look out. Gavin Hauser almost got him. He gets away, and Carrington somehow winds up picking 2 yards up on the play.
That pressure from this Lions corner side, backside corners, blitz, defensive ends, linebackers, they're just having everybody come at them. Good job by Carrington picking up some yards, though.
2nd and 9. Northridge not out of this by any means, but they have to convert one of these drives. They have had a couple opportunities in the second half and have not cashed them in. And that was a problem for Chad Epley's team last year early in the season. Carrington fires down the field. Signs catch. No, it's jarred away by your man, Braden Cook.
Man, Signs had nothing but net, as they call it in basketball, with that throw right in the basket. You can see it come just over the reach, but great job by Cook coming in and knocking it away.
He timed that perfectly, didn't he?
Yep. Didn't get there too early to get pass interference, just knocked that ball right out of there.
3rd and 9. Well, they call this Elkhart defense the Speed Freaks, and Cook has shown plenty of it tonight. Carrington one more time looking to throw. Fires. This time the catch is made. This time it's Clark with the grab.
Looked like he did get past the 1st down marker.
They're already moving the chains, so they're going to give it to him whether he had it or not. And Clark securing that one. For Clark, that's just his 2nd grab of the night. Carrington is now thrown for 179 yards. He's going to load up and throw again and overthrows Cade Signs. He would have had another 1st down.
Had Signs on the out route there, a little pump to the inside. Had him open, but just underthrew the ball to the outside. On that route, you got to get a little bit of air under that one too and throw it more to the inside. He had him wide open.
Carrington tonight, 13 for 24 in the passing game. 2nd and 10. McLean Miller in the backfield. But Northridge has eschewed the running game, and now a bad snap, and Carrington better fall on it, and he finally does back at the 48. That's a huge loss on the play of 20 yards.
You can see Chad from here all the way from the other side, a little furious on that play right there. It's just one of those things, you get down with a driving down, and then you have something like that, a mental mistake happen that knocks you out, where now it's 3rd and forever.
Scoreboard says 26. Carrington wants to throw. Loads up, fires in the flat. Jaquavion Eccles breaks it up. Eccles timed that one perfectly, as that ball just took a little too long to get to Signs.
Ritchie Auto Sales, located on Main Street in Middlebury, proudly supports Northridge Athletics and would like to give a special shout out to number 40, Dylan Ritchie. Have a great season. Find your next car at Ritchie Auto Sales on Main Street in Middlebury. Go Raiders.
And Northridge will take a timeout. It's sponsored by the Middlebury Community Schools. 8:40 to go in this one. Raiders up against it, trailing Elkhart 21-7 on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you in part by the Indiana High School Athletic Association, partnering with TV 46 for over 30 years. Beautiful night on the banks of the Elkhart River, Rice Field aglow, as Northridge and Elkhart play for only the 2nd time. The Raiders come into Rice Field, the first time back in 2001. And this one has been a dandy game, although at times the execution has been left a little lacking.
Yeah.
You have the feeling that these two teams played, say, early October, maybe a different story.
Be surprised if they actually go for it here, if he doesn't just drop back and pooch punt it. Wow.
Well, he won't have the opportunity because the ball's loose, and whether it's a turnover or not is immaterial, because Elkhart gets the ball at the Northridge 44-yard line.
Well, wouldn't it be great to work for a company where their employees are the most valuable asset? Well, now's your chance, because RushCore is hiring. They have production positions available in a team-driven environment with excellent benefits that include dental, medical, and a 401k. To learn more about joining the RushCore family and a $1,000 sign-on bonus, visit rushcore.com. That's RESCHCOR.com.
Unsportsmanlike conduct called against Elkhart. That'll cost them 15 yards. And the only question is that marked off after the play? No, they're going to move the chains around. Robinson St. Louis wants to know who the player was that committed the infraction. And so they'll move the ball all the way back to the Elkhart 41 as you see Quinn Rost back in the game at quarterback. Rost has only thrown one pass tonight, but it was good for 29 yards to Rodney Gates and led to the 3rd Elkhart touchdown. First and 10 for the Lions. You see the clock in the corner of the Intera Credit Union scoreboard. And it's Elias Leonard on the run. Leonard going behind that offensive line and picking up about 4. Elias getting close to the 100-yard mark tonight. He's got 97.
Yeah, a great game by Elias as well. This whole running game, just, 3-4 running backs getting in there, really mixing it up. That offensive line, give credit to them as well. We talked about that push that they had.
And that's John Kirkton, the offensive line coach, who was the answer to our TCU trivia question tonight. Got to be happy with his group tonight. Rost will pitch it forward. That's a forward pass to Javen Sharp. And Sharp is knocked out of bounds at the 36-yard line. That'll be a 19-yard pickup and a first down. So watch again as Rost comes around the corner here, was behind the line of scrimmage, pitched it to Sharp, and a good solid hit by Cade Signs to knock him out. Make it a 20-yard pickup on the play. Sharp in motion. Ross gives it to Gavin Hauser, and he'll bowl his way forward for 5. It's made a little easier when that offensive line that Bo noted Landon Miller getting out in front that time along with Luke Davis, just bulldozing people out of the way. Elkhart having a great night running the football. They're getting close to the 200-yard mark total.
Yeah, that's like we talked about. I mean, yes, the running back's doing a great job, but that offensive line, we showed it a few times, just the push that they're getting, the ability to kick out blocks as well and open up the holes.
Hauser picks up 2 more. Gavin now with 9 carries for 79 yards tonight and a touchdown. He'll probably have our electrifying play of the game, that 44-yard touchdown to get the Lions on the board in the first quarter. 3rd and 3 from the 23 with 6.5 to go in regulation. Quinn Ross checks the wristband. The sophomore calls out the signals. It's Hauser again, lowering the helmet and getting forward for the first down, sponsored by 4T Door Systems. We talked about how Gavin Hauser missed quite a bit of the season last year with that shoulder injury, but he still had 204 yards rushing and 7 touchdowns despite really only playing in 3 games last year. So 1st and 10, and Elkhart will try to take its time here at the line of scrimmage and bleed some clock, the play clock down to 7. Ross to Sharp on the end around. Thompson couldn't get him. Javen Sharp cuts inside and goes all the way to the 5. A 19-yard pickup for the Elkhart speedster. And that'll put Elkhart well over the 200-yard rushing mark for the night. 211 yards for the Lions. Ross trying to guide his team to a game-clinching touchdown here. Eccles wide left. But you get the feeling the Lions are going to keep it on the ground here. Elias Leonard in the backfield. And now a whistle and a flag. We've got a delay of game called on Elkhart. That'll cost them 5. Those are the kinds of mistakes that Robinson St. Louis desperately trying to eliminate from his team right now. Leonard again in the backfield. Jaquavion Eccles and Rodney Gates split out wide. Gates to the left, Eccles to the right. Ross looking for Gates to the end zone, too high, incomplete. Rodney Gates, who caught 2 touchdown passes a week ago at Concord, one of them from Quinn Ross, couldn't go high enough to haul that one in. And Gates is typically a pretty good leaper. Member of the basketball team, the state finalist in track. 2nd and goal from the 9. Again, it's Gates and Eccles, and it looks like Gates has single coverage. Will they go that way again? Instead, it's Leonard dancing up the middle to the end zone. His 3rd touchdown of the night. It's sponsored by the Bristol Street Cafe, and that ought to do it. 100-yard rushing night and 3 touchdowns for Elias Leonard. And here's the latest one, courtesy of Springer Dental Care. No one laid a glove on him until he got to the goal line, and by then it's too late. Jeremiah Aguilera on to try the extra point out of the hole to Sam Russo. High snap, kick is up, and it is good. And with 4:39 to go, Elkhart, in a very methodical fashion tonight, has taken a 28-7 lead. Remember, Northridge scored the first touchdown of the night, and Elkhart has come back with a touchdown in every quarter since then to take this 28-7 mark. And they've really done it by pounding the ball away on the ground. Elias Leonard now with 107 yards. Gavin Hauser has 93. And there's plenty to blow the horn about here in Elkhart. And one guy who's really happy to be here now is head coach Robinson St. Louis. I talked to him before the game about what it meant to come out of the field house for the home opener tonight.
Things are going through your head. Just blessed, just blessed. And we talked about just the work it took to get here. The sacrifices it took to get here. God has definitely blessed my family, blessed me with the opportunity to coach in this community, coach these kids. So I'm just blessed to have the opportunity to do it.
So Robinson St. Louis told me earlier this week it has been a 7-year plan for him to get to Elkhart. He was a defensive coordinator at Elkhart Memorial. Decided to go be a head coach somewhere else so he could gain valuable experience. He went to Peru and took a program that had 0 wins all the way to 8 wins his 4th season. Applies for the Elkhart job, gets it, and it looks like he will be 2-0 to start his Elkhart Lions coaching career. Aguilera with the kick, and the spinner will be taken by Clark at the 20. Clark works his way up the middle of the field to the 37-yard line. Bo Hunt has moved down to the sidelines for our post-game stuff, but Bo, what's the sense you get down there standing on that Elkhart sideline? Obviously, everybody in a very good mood, but it seems very businesslike from up here.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things I noticed when I got down here a couple minutes ago was just they're not just sitting around cheering like, you know, it's a great victory. They feel like there's still work to be done. I mean, they're sitting over with the offensive coordinator still discussing what the offense needed to do and do better on that last drive, even though they're up 28-7. They still know there's a lot of work to do and a lot of season to go for this team, guys.
All right, thank you, Bo. We're even able to squeeze in the Bills Heating sideline reports when we only have 2 tonight. 1st and 10. Bad snap. Jaden Medina picks it up and has nowhere to go because Trayvon Brown is right there to finish him off. And that's a loss of 10. And boy, the snaps here in the 4th quarter have really been critical to the demise of Northridge. When you factor in the bad snap plays tonight for Northridge, they are now down to 15 yards rushing for the night. And that tells you the kind of job this Elkhart defense has done, because it has just hurried Northridge. Another problem on the snap. Medina behind the line of scrimmage, and again, it's Trayvon Brown to wrestle him down for another tackle for loss, this time a loss of 3. Brown, a 6'2", 186-pound senior. And there you see that Elkhart sideline. Yeah, there are plenty of smiles over there. Brady Kruper saying hello, but it is also a very businesslike approach down there right now. They know they've got bigger goals ahead of them, including a date with Penn in 3 weeks that could be the game, not just the first game in the NIC this year, but it could be the one that decides the NIC Big School title. Here's a rollout by a new quarterback in the game for Northridge, and the ball is overthrown as Connor Roth, who started the game at linebacker, throws a pass, and it's incomplete. So Chad Epley trying to get his guys a little bit more experience here. But on 4th down and 23, we'll see if the Raiders decide to punt it away. They are going to change some personnel here. Roth drops back a couple of steps, and indeed he will kick it out of there, and that's a really good kick. It's going to take a deep roll. Man, what a punt. This is going to be a 62-yard punt all the way down to the Elkhart 13. with 2:53 time remaining. So Elkhart will take over 1st and 10. Elkhart next week has Hammond Morton, South Bend, Washington after that, and then they take on the Penn Kingsmen here at Rice Field. We'll be here for that game. Northridge, meanwhile, has to go to Mishawaka. The Cavemen were rolling tonight against St. Joe as they look to get the Catholic sweep. Then Northridge has Northwood coming over to Intera Field to take them on. Those are 3 pretty solid weeks that you have to be prepared for football. Mishawaka up on St. Joe 30-8 late in the 4th quarter. Brady Kruper back in the game at quarterback for Elkhart as they get ready to take over 1st and 10 at their own 13. Elias Leonard on the carry. Didn't have a whole lot of running room there. Might pick up about 2 yards. Reminder, next week on TV 46, doubleheader action. We're in Michigan for our Friday afternoon and Saturday late morning game as Connor Legault and the Buchanan Bucks take on former Elkhart Memorial coach Scott Shaw and the Niles Vikings. And then our Indiana game, Friday night, 11, Saturday morning at 9. The Northern Lakes Conference opener between the Concord Minutemen and the 7th-ranked Northwood Panthers. We'll have both those games for you on your home for high school sports, TV 46. Another run for Elkhart here. New back in the game. As that time, it looks like it's Preston, no, not Preston Stymack. It's Connor Dow gets the carry, the 5'8", 167 sophomore, his first carry in an Elkhart uniform at the varsity level at least, and he picks up about 5 on the play. There you see Robinson St. Louis, born in Haiti. He lived there until he was 7 years old, moved to Chicago, went to Elmhurst College. His success story is one of the most amazing ones in the area. To come from Haiti, where, by the way, his mother has not seen him for a couple of years. She has not met her granddaughter yet face to face. And I asked, well, can you FaceTime? Are there facilities down there to do that? He says it's very rudimentary, and she does her best, but it doesn't always go well. So he's looking forward to the time where he and his mom can be reunited, and hopefully that'll happen soon. 4th and 2 for Elkhart with 1:03 left, and St. Louis standing over by the official. He'll call a timeout when that play clock gets down to 1. And Bo, tonight was your first opportunity to meet Robinson St. Louis. What were some of your initial impressions of him?
Not only meeting him earlier in the game, but also in the last few minutes here on the sideline, seeing how he's reacting to his players, to some of the refs. Very poised, very confident, just nothing's really bothering him. Of course, when you're up 28-7, yeah, your feelings are not hurt very much as well. But I think he's going to be a great leader for this Elkhart community.
And, you know, I'm also impressed by a lot of the things that he does that don't necessarily reflect what goes on between the lines. For instance, he was talking tonight with Jeremiah Aguilera before the game, trying to get him fired up, trying to make him, feel important to the success of this team. And when the conversation ended, he wasn't really happy with the handshake that he got from Aguilera. He said, come over here and shake hands like a man. Taught him proper handshake. Just those kinds of little things of teaching young men how to become men, I think is one of the great things. And you don't just see it from Robinson, you see it from a lot of the coaches around the area, don't you, Bo?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things with Northern Indiana and across the state as well. It's something that a lot of the coaches preach, a lot of the coaches want to do is they're not out there just coaching the X's and O's. They're trying to help these young kids become young men and really grow and understand that there's a lot of stuff outside of sports that's going to be difficult, and if you're able to overcome some of the difficult situations that these coaches put you through, you're going to be able to overcome some of the life issues that you have in life. Chuck?
On 4th and 2, Javen Sharp able to convert a first down. It's sponsored by 4T Door Systems, and there's only about a 3-second difference between the play clock and the game clock. It'll be victory formation for the Elkhart Lions as they get to go to 2-0 on the year. Brady Kruper will take the last snap of the game, and they will have succeeded in a 28-7 win over the Northridge Raiders here tonight at Rice Field. Kruper takes the last snap, and you can put this one in the record books as a W for the Lions. Now stick around, there's a lot to talk about on our St. Joe County Police Department postgame show. It features a postgame interview with our star of the game, and we'll also see our electrical workers local 153 electrifying play of the game. That all comes your way next on the 46th Game of the Week.
Thanks for watching the WHME TV 46 High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by
Great moment here after the game as both the Elkhart Lions and Northridge Raiders got together for a moment of prayer at midfield after the Lions prevailed in the football game by a count of 28-7. Welcome everybody into the Martin Supermarket broadcast booth. Chuck Freeby with you high above the fray. Impressive performance by Elkhart tonight, really in every facet of the game. The offense, as I mentioned earlier, methodical, especially had a great night running the football. The defense putting all kinds of pressure on Northridge, not only stymieing the Raiders at the defensive line, but also putting pressure on Cade Carrington. Only had one sack, but a lot of hurries tonight. But the guy that really shone among the brightest stars tonight was Elias Leonard, 107 yards and 3 touchdowns. So our star of the game is standing by now with Bo Hunt.
Standing by with our player of the game, Elias Leonard. First off, congratulations, huge victory. Over 100 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns tonight. Your thoughts on the game?
I came out here ready to win. Executed, obviously. I appreciate my old line, and we execute very, very well today.
Big victory, home opener. How does it feel to come out here and get that home opening victory?
It feels good, actually. We practiced all over the summer for this, and we executed every practice ready for this day.
A lot of people didn't know what you guys were going to be this year. You guys are now 2-0. Just thoughts on this team and how fast of a start you guys have had.
We had a new coach, and everything was slow at first, and he came in here, dominated like the practices. He took leadership and executed our practices, so made our,
Hey, best of luck the rest of the season. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So Elias Leonard, our player of the game, and as Bo Hunt makes his way back up to the booth, let's go with our electrical workers electrifying play of the game tonight. As Gavin Hauser provided that in the first quarter, Elkhart was trailing 7-0, and Hauser, who was coming off a big game against Concord last week, takes it off the right side, 44 yards for the touchdown, stays inside the corner of the end zone to get the score, and that got the Lions going, and they never really looked back from there. So thanks to the electrical workers of Local 153 for making our communities brighter. Bo Hunt rejoins me in the booth, and I think this final score is a little bit deceiving. I'm not saying that Elkhart didn't play well, but there were moments where Northridge was just on the cusp of tying the game or making it a 7-point game, and they just couldn't get over the hump.
Yeah, the one that really sticks out was Sines' touchdown that he dropped. That would have been 14-14 at that time.
Right.
That could have changed the whole complex of this game. But two talented teams out there, offense and defense. Northridge needs to figure some things out offensively. They just, whether it's the offensive line, some of the play calling, whatever it is, Elkhart's got it going. Their O-line, their D-line, if they can stay healthy, this is going to be a team that nobody wants to play.
And to be fair to Northridge, the jump from South Bend Adams to Elkhart, it's a pretty good jump in talent-wise. Elkhart coming off the Concord game, and Concord might be down a little bit right now, but going from Concord to Northridge, maybe obviously a little bit tougher opponent. And Elkhart struggled, couldn't put them away until the fourth quarter. But you get the feeling that things are cooking here in Elkhart. I'm really looking forward to that Penn-Elkhart matchup in a couple of weeks. Penn's going to be 2-0 after tonight. They've got tough games with Cathedral and Cincinnati St. Xavier. But you know what happened when Penn was 0-4 last year and played Elkhart? They executed them at TCU Freed Field, and Elkhart's got to be looking for payback.
Yeah, I definitely. I know that they have that game circled on the schedule, and they definitely want to see that.
And Robinson St. Louis is saying, shh. We got Hammond Morton first, then South Bend Washington, 1 week at a time like any coach would. Well, our thanks to our TV46 crew who brought us this one tonight, led by our producer-director, Dean Corsmo. Tony Beltran working inside the truck, the bubbly one. Good to have him back. And our usual cast of great men who work hard each and every week to bring you high school football. Reminder, college football on the radio. Thursday, it's Penn State at Purdue at 8 p.m. on 92.1 and 96.9. Friday, Illinois at Indiana, 103.1 at 8. And then next week, a high school doubleheader, Buchanan and Niles, Friday at 4 and Saturday at 11:30. And our Indiana game is Concord at number 7 Northwood in the Northern Lakes Conference opener, Friday at 11, Saturday morning at 9. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. For the Hall of Famer Bo Hunt, it's Chuck Freeby. Once again, the final. Elkhart 28, Northridge 7. So long from the city with a heart.